Good to me. Hey, everybody. We are live with Cheryln Cadle and C.D.T. Every time I see Reese's Pieces, I love Reese's. I love that name. Do you guys
Me
see that
too.
Reese's Pieces? Like, it makes
Yeah.
me think of the Reese's. I just had a bunch of those Reese, I love the holiday Reese's because they have like so much peanut butter in them. You know, the ones that are shaped in the heart or egg or depending on the holiday. I don't know. I love it.
I
But,
like the wafers. The Reese's wafers are like a cookie. Have you had those?
wafers. I don't think I have. Are they new?
They're newer. I
Oh,
mean,
okay. I'll have to
they're
try
so
it.
light and they're so good.
'Cause I
I
love
have to stay
Reese's
away from them.
everything. Um, so hey everybody, I put the link up. If you guys end up thinking of some questions, Sabine, she's putting the link up too. So if you guys, it's a lot easier sometimes when I look at the chat and I miss questions, but I'll periodically go to this forum, and if you guys have questions, I'll ask. I got all the questions from the community post. CDT has some good questions. Yeah, I guess welcome. And actually, I had a banner that was welcoming you, Cheryln. Hold on. I just put welcome. There we go. The Murders of Christopher Watts. If you guys aren't aware of who Cheryln is, which I'm sure most of you are, but she actually has 2 books out, but it's like kind of a redo on the first book. Oh, there you go. CDT has it. It's actually really
They're
good.
new
It's
one.
it's
Yeah.
probably the best look into the mind of Chris Watts, I feel like, and what really happened that day. It has his letters to Cheryln, and she went and visited him, and they wrote to each other, and I really think that that account is the closest to the truth. I know CDT, you'd probably disagree because I know you have a couple theories, but that's just my opinion. I think it's that's what I believe happened for the most part. I just think he kind of lied a little bit about how he killed Shanann. I think she might have been sleeping, but besides that, I don't know. But anyway, okay, let's get with some questions. Remember, thanks everybody for Kristen, Crime Curious, and Reese's Pieces. Thank you for joining. CTD, I'm gonna get some of your questions up first, okay? So I'll put them up and then you could read it. Hold on. All right. So there we go. Did you freeze?
So I'm curious. Yeah, did you ever catch Chris in a lie, whether it be when you were face to face over the phone or writing back and forth? Did you ever catch him in a lie or contradicting himself?
I've caught him in lies, and more because I can just tell by the way he said it or the way he looked when he said it that I knew he wasn't being truthful to me.
Did you call him out like when you knew he was lying?
A couple of times I did. Most of the time I did not, because I wanted him to be relaxed to talk to me and not feel like he had to be on, edge with anything. So, but yeah, I definitely caught him in some lies. I mean, he's not always truthful by any means.
Yeah, I don't think so. Definitely. Hey, I just want to say real quick, everybody check out
It could be.
CDT's channel too. She has a true crime channel, so check out her channel. It's very it's kind of like mine in a way, like going through the Watts discovery. And if you guys are interested in the Watts case, then you will love her channel. And then Cheryln, I'm a little bit confused. Your channel is with Alex's. You're kind of partnered up with Alex.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll be before long moving on to other cases that we're going to try to do, because I've got other books coming out.
Okay.
And so we're going to start covering some of the other cases real soon.
Okay, cool. Yeah, if you guys could put maybe their links up, that would be awesome. Okay, so yes, definitely a liar, huh?
Yeah.
That's surprising. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about this? Kind of goes
stems from around. He really cares a lot what people think about him. So I think a lot of his untruth stems around from, he wants to be the nice guy.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I think that's where a lot of it comes from.
Yeah, I think you're right. So this is another one of CDT's questions. So that kind of probably goes along with the lying, though, huh? If his story ever changed.
Yeah. Did it change, or was it always the same?
It was always the
verbally
same.
and in the letters, or did he change things? Okay.
No, he never
Interesting.
changed anything. Once he told me he would, there were things that he would add to it,
Mhm.
but he never changed what he said happened.
Right.
I'm going to actually ask this question here. This was one that we were talking about in a live that I wasn't sure where it came from, because I think you had brought it up, Cheryln. Did Chris tell you that he introduced NK to Shanann at a cookout in 2017? Where did that come from? Was that you?
I don't know if that was me. It wasn't a cookout for me. It was at July 4th fireworks in 2007.
Fireworks.
The
Okay.
city fireworks. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So he did tell you that? Or
Yeah. Yes, he told me that way early on. Mm-hmm.
so what the heck did you say to that? Weren't you like, wait a minute, I thought you said you met her then. Like, how did you meet her? Did you question that?
I questioned it, but at the time, because it was so early on, it didn't mean that much to me.
Okay.
That it's like it wasn't that big of a deal. Now it seems like a much bigger deal. But I think honestly, I kind of think that maybe he helped NK get that job. And that's what I've kind of always thought.
Oh, I see.
And,
Wonder if there's
and
any
I
like
had-
trail,
sorry.
like paper trail of like him helping her get the job. Like, wouldn't it be somewhere?
You
That's
would think.
wow.
Mhm. And I had someone that emailed me one time and said that they thought that they met at the gym because Christopher and NK were going to the same gym in 2017, and they thought that maybe they met at a gym. So
That's right, Jim. We did talk about this last time. I remember now. I'm remembering the gym thing.
yeah.
And let me just get this out because this is the big thing that just happened the other day, that he's going to drop the 35C then, huh? Like, where did you
Yes.
hear that from? Like, you know that for sure?
I know that for sure. That came straight from him. And he is dropping the 35C, Lana, KK, his attorneys, everything he is dropping, has dropped already.
What's Lana gonna do? I mean, it wasn't this her whole life's work?
Yeah, I don't know that much about.
Yeah.
I know that she started a non-for-profit, but I think there was some.
But I think that was like based around this
Yeah,
case, and hoping that something would come of that. And what about the new lawyers that are investing all their time? Supposedly, we don't even know if that was true that they took them on, but by her word, these new lawyers took them on in Colorado. They just started investing their time, and he just was like, nope, not doing it anymore. Wow.
Well, I don't know. I was told that the Watts put down a big retainer fee.
Yeah,
I heard that also.
Yeah, and that they didn't get their money back. Most likely not. I mean, if a lawyer isn't the one who let you go, they're probably not going to give you a refund, but I don't know.
Mhm.
Wow. Wonder, has anybody heard from Lana, or how do you say why can't I ever say her name right? Lana. How do you say it? Lana or Lana? Does it matter, I guess?
I think Lana, but
Lana, okay.
Yeah.
So has anybody ever, has she said anything about that? Or Kim or anything?
She's actually, Lana is supposed to be going live, I think, tonight.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Wonder if she's going to address this, how she feels, or wonder if she's even going to admit it. I mean, like.
Right.
What's the name of her channel?
Truth and Transparency. Let me check.
Shoot, I don't even know if I want to even repeat it, because that's like,
maybe I shouldn't say
yeah,
it.
You know what? We don't want to even send anybody over there else, because her way, like she disgusts me. Like, Kim is one thing. Like, I just, Lana is like a whole different. Oh, I don't know. Something about her disgusts me. Like, I'm sorry. I don't feel bad even saying it. Like, what she did was so awful. Like, I don't even want to. Yeah, I don't want to send anybody over there, because I think she's just a horrible person. I really do.
There's so many things that she did that are so awful with the, with dressing up like Shanann
Yeah.
and making fun of her. And
That's what
then
I'm talking about.
this,
And then when she was sitting there on that other channel, she was like pulling her shirt down and like acting like, bringing up alcohol and like, oh, can you see just the way she was acting? It's like, what are you doing? You could tell she was making fun of Shanann. That's what she was doing. I was just like, oh,
yeah,
but yeah, then those videos too. It was so in bad taste. It really was.
I just can't imagine what anyone gets out of slamming the dead. This girl was murdered. Her babies were murdered. They had no choice in anything. And so I don't understand making fun of or bashing her or
I don't get it.
deserve.
I know.
For sure. Nobody deserves to be murdered like that.
And instead of owning it,
So
they tried to excuse it. Instead of saying, I'm sorry, they tried to
Yeah.
it wasn't about Shanann and the girls. It was about Thrive. And it's like, come on. I don't know.
yeah,
But it was specifically about like she said Chris, and she said the same things Shanann did. So no, it was too personal.
it
That's
was
the
about
thing.
Shanann. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me
Agreed.
see who else. Could you tell he was guilty right off the Oh, here's a good question. Wolf Spirit. Could you tell he was guilty right off the bat?
Oh, yes. Oh, there has never been a doubt in my mind that he was guilty. I've always known that he's guilty. And the way he talked about it and the case and what he did, there was no second thought for him. He knew exactly what he did, and he was able to say it and remember it. Now, there are some things that he said, he wasn't real clear on in the very beginning. And I do believe that because he was probably very traumatized right at the beginning. So for the first few days, he may not have remembered, but certainly by the time I saw him, his memory had come back all the way.
Let me see what other question. Do you have a question, CDT, or do you want me to go through yours? Let's see. Oh, what about? I'll just go down the line. This one. Do you think this is a CDT question?
Yeah. I mean, I know in your book you mentioned something about, he said if it hadn't met NK, he thinks his family would still be here. Do you feel that as well?
Yes. Yes.
What turns his brain into this?
Whether or not it would have ever happened at a later time, who knows? But I do feel that the very key factor in what happened on August 13th definitely was from NK.
Let's do another one.
That is so upsetting.
Isn't it?
But I agree.
It makes no sense to us at all,
Right.
Moonchild, the only reason I'm removing that comment, you didn't do anything wrong because we were asking, but I just don't want to promote that. So I just took their name of her channel out. I'm sorry. I'm not promoting. I was just thinking, I don't want anybody to like go over there and no, it's fine. I just thought at first I was like, yeah, what is it? Then I thought about it. I'm like, wait a minute. No, this is how, no, I don't want to promote her at all. No. So yeah, you didn't do anything wrong because we were asking, but I just removed it for when people come in and watch it later. I just, okay. Okay, here's a good question. What do you believe happened? Or this is another CDT question. Go ahead. Can you see it?
So, I mean, you believe that. I know you've mentioned you think that NK possibly was at the house, but you don't think she was involved in the actual murders.
Well, it's weird because it seems like every week something else happens. So I believe now from some things that I have learned over the last 24 hours, I do believe that very possibly there was help. And the thing is that this next week, we're going to see something huge happen. I believe. I've been told it should happen this next week. I've been told by a very, very reliable source, because I was questioning about September woman and the fact that I had been told before there may be an arrest and all this kind of stuff. And so I had to inquire about some things, and I was told that this next week should be a huge, huge week for the Watts case, which brings me to, is that why everything was dropped? Or is it because he didn't want to be front and center of anything that's coming? He can't take anymore. I think he's frazzled beyond normal capacity of a person. I think it's starting to make him insane, honestly. And I don't say that for anyone to think that I'm feeling, sorry for him, or that people should feel sorry for him. I'm saying that as in a fact. I think that it's weighing so heavily on him. His guilt is so heavy, and he's so guilt-ridden that at this point it's starting to drive him insane. So I'm wondering now if the reason he is removing himself from everything is because he doesn't want to be out there in any way for what's getting ready to come up.
Wow. So is it a
Wow.
legal thing? Like a legal thing that's going to come up? Or wow,
Yes.
I don't even know what to guess, to be honest.
Yeah, it's huge. You guys will be shocked. And the reason I don't want to say anything right now of what it is because if it doesn't happen this week, I don't want people to go crazy. Why didn't it happen? You said it was going to happen. I've been told it should be this next week. And I believe that you guys will be not as shocked as you are surprised. Does that make sense to you? Like, I think everybody has wanted this for a very long time.
So now I'm thinking I might know. Now I'm guessing. Okay.
But
I can only think of one thing, really.
yeah, I'm pretty sure, and I believe that it's got to do with NK.
That's what I was thinking. Okay, that's what I was thinking. If everybody that would make everybody happy. Wait, but how do you know is this like? Did somebody tell you, like a source, or like?
I touched base with some authorities because of the other things that I had been told that I needed to be quiet about for now. And it's all going to come out. Let me just say this. Everything is going to come out within the next week or so.
Wow. Well,
It needs, I hope it does.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, please don't anybody say, oh, Cheryln said it is going to happen. And then if it doesn't happen for 2 weeks, then you know what I mean? I feel like I go through so much for everything that I say. I have to be so careful to choose my words, very carefully. Because, like, for instance, I guess I was being slammed today that I have, I must see, how was it put? I must be okay with a pedophile because I get along with AD. And I guess this guy that AD has had on.
That's what.
Was a pedophile.
That's in my questions. Hold on a second. That's my question. Well, hold on. Let's ask this one first before it goes up, because somebody did a super chat, and then we'll get to the David questions. Okay. So here's a question: did Chris ever acknowledge his mother's role in the ongoing rift wedge with Shanann? Also, hi guys. Oh, hi Nicole. Thanks for the super chat. You had a couple questions in the community post I have written down that we're gonna. I think one of them might have been the David one, but go ahead.
Did Christopher ever admit that his mother played a part in the rift between Shanann and her?
I guess, yeah. Like, did he ever talk about that to you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. Yes. Yes.
And that his mom was at fault, or is that how he kind of looked at it? Or how did he look at it? Like it was Shanann's fault or his mom's fault?
He felt like it was his mother's fault, but that Shanann wouldn't let it go. Like her part in it was more, she wanted him to do something about it, and he's not confrontational. Okay. So her part was, you need to do something about your parents, your mom, I guess, more. But Cindy didn't like Shanann from day one. She did not like her, and she didn't try to hide it.
Yep. Okay. So now let's go to this David guy. Do you know anything about him?
I don't. Mm-mm.
Oh,
I
nothing
don't know
like
anything about him at all, other than, AD has had him on his show. And I've never heard of him before.
Okay. I mean, has AD told you anything about him? I'm a
No,
little bit confused. So he was in prison with Chris or something? Or what?
that is what he says. But I have to tell you, in all the times that I ever talked to Christopher, he never mentioned a David. Now, there was, months, a period of months that Christopher and I did not speak at all. So it's possible that during that time, but I don't know anything about the guy, nothing at all.
Okay. Take that off. What about the September lady? Because CDT, you had a question. A lot of people have been asking. I know we did talk about it last time you were on, but so many people want to hear what you said about that again. Like, did he say anything? Do you know anything about the September lady?
Well, that's why I had made a phone call today to inquire about her, because I didn't know if I can say anything about it yet. And we'll be able to talk all about it as soon as all this stuff comes out. But she's the one who in September came to the house dressed, I think she was dressed in black. She was let out by someone driving a black car, but no one ever saw her come out of the house. I believe I know who that is, and I believe I know what she was doing. But again, until they release everything, I'm not allowed to say anything.
Okay. Okay. Well, you better let us know. So they might actually release it and it might be known that this was the lady that went in the house, you mean? Or you just can't say anything until they release what they have to say and then you could,
Right.
or they, oh, wow,
Yeah,
huh?
I don't necessarily think that she's going to be arrested or anything. She was acting upon something else, but I'm just not supposed to say anything until everything else that happens
Okay.
comes out.
Well, I guess we will wait patiently.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right. Let's see. Here's another one of CDT's question. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. How did the oxy come into the conversation? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, when I went to see him, he told me about giving Shanann the oxy at her parents' house. And that's in his letter also,
Mm-hmm.
that he gave her oxy to cause her to miscarry. He had been told that the amount that he gave her should cause her to miscarry. So I guess she was sick all night that night. But of course, her
Yeah.
family had no idea what was going on, But
I wish she had gone to the ER in North Carolina. And I mean, they probably, being pregnant, they would have probably run a drug panel. Then we'd know, who
right.
knows what that could have changed, if
Could have changed
anything.
everything, couldn't it?
Yeah, because she'd have been like, well, I didn't take that. Who the heck gave
Yeah.
it to me? Like,
Right.
My
and then she would have been
sketchy
suspicious of
husband.
Chris, whether he would have admitted it or they would have just acted like, oh, I don't know. But then she would have been more suspicious of him. And
Mm-hmm.
that would have, wow.
One thing that I've come to realize also is I do believe there was much more trouble between them during that period of time than what we have been told. I kind of wonder if that's the reason she went to North Carolina for 5 or 6 weeks, is to maybe she felt like give him space, cause him to miss us. I don't necessarily think that she knew there was someone else, but I do wonder if maybe they were having more problems than what we've been told.
Mm-hmm.
But
You
he
know.
never mentioned that to you, though.
No. Mm-mm. I mean, they were having problems, but according to him and everything else we've heard, it was just the last, few weeks. Because he said that the day that he found out that she was pregnant with Nico was the day that he decided that he was going to go ahead and have an affair with NK and take it like to the next level. He came home that day, and then she told him she was pregnant, and he did not like that at all. He did not want another baby.
But see, that makes me wonder if he knew her back in 2017, then they were just friends back then. I mean, it wasn't nothing ever.
Who knows? I don't know. I mean, maybe they didn't take it to, another, even flirting until after she was working at Anadarko. Maybe, yeah. And then again, maybe they had an affair all that time. It's just something where she is concerned. He has been so unbelievably closed mouth, protective, take it to his grave type thing, where she's concerned.
And I'm sorry, but there is a reason for that.
Yes.
There is. And there's a reason that we're almost 3 years. There's thousands of people who are still invested and aren't going anywhere who want to know more answers.
Right.
There's a reason.
Just because he dropped everything and wants everyone to know that doesn't mean that everything's going to end right there. And I was thinking about that last night, and people have invested so much of themselves into this case, and so many have stuck by the fact that he did not do this alone. And people get off on a tangent of, oh, you're trying to protect Christopher, or you're this or that. But even I said, he's not the type of person to think it up and carry it out on his own. He just isn't the type to be able to do that. So I know it sounds wishy-washy for me sometimes, because with talking with him and spending time with him, it seemed so much that he did it all by himself. But then you start putting 2 and 2 together. If you go by his 2 and 2, it comes up to 5. It doesn't make sense that he did all this by himself. And that's what so many people have been so convinced that she had a big part in it. And now I believe she did too.
Wow. So Mimi K says, KK still denying knowing NK, and Lana saying Chris lied because his attorneys told him to stop talking about his 35C. So I think she's saying like that he lied about, oh, we're just gonna back off the 35C, but he really just doing it because he wants everybody to quit talking about him under his lawyer's request. Do you think that's true?
Speaking the truth, with Dave said that too. Did he maybe just say, are they just saying this to get everyone to stop calling the lawyers and to think they're not when they really are still going with it?
What if that? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So they could focus on their case and not have all this.
Well, just so that you guys know, and so that everyone knows, if that's the case, he didn't tell me that. I mean, as far as I was told, everything is being dropped.
Right.
If there's more to it, that certainly has nothing to do with me. I don't know. It's odd that KK would say that, though. You would think that she would more be on the side of, he's dropping everything.
No, it's I think it's just that KK still denying knowing NK. Lana's the one that was saying that he lied.
Oh, I see. Oh, why would she do that though? I mean, if he is her client, why would she say he lied about that? I mean,
well, to get everybody to stop talking. I don't know. Maybe she could be also lying, wants everybody to still pay attention to her like it's going on, even though it's not. Because if it's not, then what does she have? That's what she's depending on. Everybody's trying to, listen to her because she's in charge of this 35C, or she has information about it. So she could even be lying just to keep everybody coming back. So it could be, I don't know. Well, who knows? They're all lying.
And to
keep
yeah, that's a big scam. And so, yeah, I don't know. I was just the messenger, literally, that's all. And it's not like he gave me all kinds of information about anything. Christopher and I have never been on real good terms since all this happened. So I can't say that, uh, oh, he's confided in me. He has not confided in me.
But you just have a source that he's talking to. Is that what you're saying? So it wasn't directly
No.
to you. It was.
No, he asked me directly.
Wait, just now. Wait, what? Just now you're still talking to him. I'm confused now.
Very little,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes, yeah.
So that did directly come from him. Oh,
It was
okay.
direct. Yeah, it was direct, and it was.
Wow.
He asked me very directly to let everyone know that his original confession to me stands, and he's dropped everything. So
So the original confession stands, he's saying.
the one in the one that I have in my book,
Yeah.
his letters.
That's what I don't know why. I just think that's the closest we're gonna get. But I'm such a minority because all the people that are still following it, most of them think NK is involved, and that's why they're so in it deep, because they're trying to, prove it and stuff. So I am definitely a minority. So that's why I'm kind of transitioning out, because I know I don't match what a lot of people believe.
It could still be the truth, the closest that we're going to ever hear, and there still be someone involved with him.
But I don't believe anybody physically. Do you believe she was physically there? Like, I believe she's involved maybe in a way, but I just don't think she was there Monday morning. Monday morning. That's where
I never thought so before until today. And now I do believe that she was there physically.
Until today?
I've always believed it.
You did?
Yeah.
I think that basement window has a lot to do with things, don't you?
Yeah. The Mini window.
The window in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
I think when they went back to Wisconsin and interviewed him in February of 2019, some of that is redacted, but I mean, they brought up the basement, that there was movement in the basement. And even in your book, I noticed he writes, I may have just gone down there for trash bags. I don't believe that.
No.
I think there was movement in the basement because at least one other person came into that basement that morning.
I believe so too.
Mm-hmm.
He puts a lot of questions to rest for me, because even though I believed his story, there was still always that hanging out there, and I until today just believed that it was just one of those things. But now I do believe that she had a part in everything, which makes me feel very sad, because
it makes it worse.
It makes it worse, and it also, to me, he shouldn't be the only one spending his life in prison.
Yes.
It's kind of sad that he is. Because if she had something to do with it, she needs to pay.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Even if at the very least she had knowledge before or after, and she did not, reveal that knowledge, she's a dangerous person to an extent.
And she's still an accessory.
Yeah.
Either before or after the fact. So, yeah. I mean, there's laws in place for a reason when it comes to that type of thing. So, yeah. And hopefully that's what we're going to find out coming up the next week.
Okay. This is interesting. Do you have proof that KK is the woman that was wanting to marry Chris?
Proof? No. I was told that. I was told that by someone that I would think would be very reliable, not him, but someone that I think would be very reliable along those lines, that she wanted to marry him and use their wedding pictures to sell it for a lot of money.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
My good friend Amber has speculated that, who I do, she's basically my partner on our channel. Yeah, okay. She's speculated that as well. So that's interesting you say that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, who else would it possibly be?
Yeah. Yeah.
But how do you know that that even happened? I'm confused on that. That was just a question by somebody else. So how do we know that there was somebody trying to marry him now? I'm a little behind.
I don't know how that first came out. Do you?
Okay.
You know, CDT?
I don't remember. I think did it come from David or no?
I don't know because I didn't hear him.
Well, I know David mentioned the 2,500 or 25,000.
25,000. Oh yeah, yes, I did hear that there was
Yeah.
a 25, and that's why she ended up wanting it to get her boyfriend out of jail.
I don't know. Something. See, I'm a little lost with David and what
Mhm.
all his
I am
claims.
too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I know in one breath he says, I don't know. Sorry, I don't mean to get off track, but with David, he says he believes Chris did it all to be with MK and that he acted alone. But then AD says, David, what do you want your message to be? And he claims that Chris wants his message to be that he was framed. So
Framed?
it's like, which one? It's very confusing.
Framed by who?
So I don't know.
Whom?
Yeah, framed by who? Yeah, but that's what he says. You can listen to it. I took a screen record, but yeah, David says he thinks that Chris acted alone and did it to be with NK, but that David says he was framed. Chris claims that he was framed and wants that to be the message.
That's what Christopher wanted the message to be?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think
I don't
so.
know. Yeah.
I don't think so.
Is he currently in prison right now, Dave? Is he currently
he's
in there?
out.
So when did he get out? When was the last time he talked to Chris? Like recently?
He allegedly writes letters back and forth with Chris, but he was in prison during the same time pretty recently, I believe. I don't, again, I don't listen to AD all the way through. I get things sent to me and I hear bits and pieces.
Same, yeah.
Yeah.
So, has anyone checked out if he has been in Dodge?
AD's team says they have.
Oh, I have a lot of information on him. A source had sent me a lot of his background and stuff. That's what I was trying to tell people. Be careful with him.
Yeah,
like he's into
he's
wow, like all the charges and just and this like look what the charges are. Like he should not be having women writing him. I'm sorry, that's not safe.
He's not even supposed to be on social media. I don't want to go, say too much, but
no, yeah, he's got a bad history. Like it's just not safe. I wouldn't recommend.
Yeah. No, I'm not trying to go down that road, but
Yeah.
So Zav, is he? Do you have proof that he was at Dodge?
I don't know. Let me look through. I have his like list of the things. Let me look through. I didn't even look specifically of that. I was just kind of disgusted on the charges.
Yeah,
it's like some of them is like they tell some of the details. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this guy's not safe, guys. Like I would not. I wouldn't want to give him my information.
There's also MJ, who's Chris's new his new cellmate, and that's who. He's the one who has some really bad charges. He goes by MJ.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So he's still in there.
Yeah,
MJ?
He is Chris's cellmate now. And David came out and exposed that or told that, whatever.
Now, MJ as in Michael?
I'm not sure what MJ stands for.
But I mean, you're saying M. Like
yes, M is in Michael and then J is in Justice. Yeah.
Okay. And they've been cellmates for how long?
I'm not exactly sure. His name. Yeah, I mean, just Google MJ cellmate and you can find a video on it. It's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is he in there for murder also?
Mm-hmm. I believe either murder or abuse. I think murder, though.
Okay.
Of a child, a 3-year-old.
Of a child.
Mm-hmm. 3-year-old. Like
okay.
scalding water punishment bad. Yeah.
Oh my
Well,
goodness.
I mean,
Yeah.
look at Chris. We're talking about the same guy that killed both of his kids, though.
Yeah.
No, I don't even mean to laugh at that. That was just like an uncomfortable laugh there. But
No,
look, read this is an interesting comment. And I kind of could believe this that he says, I love to hear Cheryln's thoughts about the drama with all of the women. Personally, in my opinion, I don't believe any of them are lying. I believe that he played them all, telling them that they are. Oh, I don't have the rest of it. But anyway, I think we get the point. Like that he just played them all, telling them basically what they wanted to hear and basically what they wanted to hear. Do you think that maybe, Kim, Lana, all these girls, maybe they all really aren't lying about what he's telling them? Do you believe that?
well, I think personally from my experience with him is he's been used to having a woman tell him what to do his whole life. And without that, he's kind of lost. And so my opinion is that maybe he's attracted to that kind of a personality in a woman, someone very strong, controlling, will tell him what to do next type thing. So do I think that he scammed them? No, probably not. He doesn't have really anything to gain doing that because he's, in Dodge the rest of his life.
Mhm.
But they have found a way that it's very fruitful for them. So maybe they played each other in some ways. But when I was told that KK was the one that was wanting to get married, I was also told that he really wasn't for that. And Dylan talked him out of it because I guess she wanted to borrow all this money. So his friend Dylan, who I think used to be next door to him, I don't know if he is anymore or not, but that he is the one who talked Christopher into telling them no. I find Christopher, like when I was writing the book and his mother wanted me to change the narrative as he was innocent and I wouldn't do it, she became very angry. And I had asked him to tell his mom, the story, because she didn't know yet the story of what had happened. So I told him, can you tell her what happened so that she doesn't think that I'm, going against what you've really done? He couldn't do that. He ended up telling Cindy, well, read the book and you'll find out what happened. That's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
His family should have heard it straight from him as to what happened.
Yeah.
So,
This
I don't think he scammed them. I think it was the other way around, but.
This brings up a question somebody just added. Do you feel like Chris played you and his mother against each other at any point? From what you're just saying, do you think?
Only in the sense that he would have loved for me to have been the one to just tell his mom everything that happened.
Okay.
He would have
He
loved
didn't
that.
want to do it.
Right.
He didn't want to
just
take
couldn't
it.
do it. Right.
Yeah.
And in a way, I guess we can all, relate to something small in our life. Like you don't want to disappoint your parents. So you don't want to have to tell them something. I mean, this is so far out from anything like that, but you know what I mean? It was like, he didn't want to see how disappointed in him they were, I think, but he just couldn't tell her. So, but she didn't make it easy either for him to tell. So that kind of runs both ways.
But after you had wrote the book and it was out, why was he denying it then? Like, I mean, he didn't have to say it. He could say, read the book. This is what happened. But wasn't he kind of making it out to be like you were the liar, though?
I don't know if he ever did or not, or if that just came from the family. I don't know if he ever, because in any communication that I've had with him, I mean, I have the letters. I didn't create those letters. He did. So there's, I don't know how he could say that. He's the one who wrote those letters and sent them to me, knowing that I was putting them in a book. I even put in the second book, I've even got a copy of where he, our agreement, and where he, in his own handwriting, said, that he gave me these things for the purpose of writing a book. So I never really felt like it was him so much as it was, others that felt that way.
Yeah, he gave authority.
Yeah.
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 All right, sorry, I'm just
Zab, I
copying.
have to say hi to and Dog TV. I have to say what's good. He joined as a member. He's awesome.
Oh,
What's
where is he?
good, Andy?
Oh, hey, what's up? Thank you for joining. Here's another question. Has he how did he play them? He sits there and causes this turmoil and he just shrugs. Is how he did play them. Yeah, because I kind of think so too. I mean, I think he's playing them in a sense where he is telling everybody different stories and it's making them think each other's lying, but he's the one telling everybody different things to make everybody happy, basically. I mean, I don't even know if I like those words to make him happy, but just kind of to make his relationship with him like non-confrontational, where he could just
kind of patronizing.
Yeah, I can see that in the sense that he has a hard time confronting a situation that maybe he would tell them what they wanted to hear just to keep peace type thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's hard for me to say because some of these, I've tried to listen to KK and I mean, it goes on for hours.
Yeah.
saying nothing. I've never gotten anything really much out of her, so that I've been able to make sense of. So I don't know if she talks to him like she does on her lives, then I can see where he would just be like, whatever you want, because
yeah, that's true. By the end of it, just like so wore out, like whatever, just do whatever you want.
Whatever you said, yes.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know. Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know, C.D.T. Do you have anything you want to ask? I'm going through some of your questions. Did he ever speak about it? Did you show remorse? Or what about, did he ever, I think I asked you this the first time, did he show any remorse? Maybe you could answer this specifically for blaming Shanann, but he didn't blame Shanann to you, right?
No,
so now that you do talk to him after a little bit, is he showing any remorse or is he just denying that he ever did that?
I haven't talked to him to any detail about anything. What little that we talked since the books have come out has been very, very little. And it's been more along the lines of help me get rid of these people. Help me, I'm dropping everything. There's never been any other kind of a conversation between us since the books came out. So, no, I mean, there's nothing else that he's said. I would love to be able to sit and talk with him again and ask him some very specific questions. If I ever get a chance to go see him again, I would for that very reason, to ask him very specific questions. But the prisons are in lockdown because of COVID, and I don't even know if he would ever add me to the list again anyway.
Right.
So,
I just cannot get on board with the people who say that the first confession was true. I have, like Amber and I have said, we have gone down that road and mothers do kill their children. Mm-hmm. And we have opened our mind to that in the case, but the evidence doesn't fit with the Watts case that Shanann harmed her children at all. No. And it came from Tammy Lee and Coder,
Well, you could very clearly see that Tammy Lee gave him the idea and he picked up on it and ran with it. And he even told me that's what he did. Yeah. And he even said, my very first letter from him, if you look at it, says he wanted to clear Shanann's name because some people still thought that she killed the girls and that she didn't kill the girls. So I think he has a very, very hard time right now with the fact of the remorse. Let me say this. I think he's guilt-ridden, whether it's because of where he's at or because of what he did. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But I think right now he's very guilt-ridden. I don't know that I called it I mean, you'd be remorseful because then you're looking at spending, 60 years in prison. So you would be remorseful for that. I hope that he is remorseful for killing his family. I have not personally seen that.
Yeah, because that was another thing I took note of in the book. He talks about guilt in one of his letters. And I found that interesting that he actually, Chris Watts wrote the word guilt.
Right.
And then, okay, Zav, I just want to mention on page 242, there's a letter from Chris, and he says, if God keeps putting it on your heart that there is more to the story than what the FBI has, you are correct. That right there tells me there's more to it. I mean, if we're going to believe his words and his letters, then we have to believe that he's saying there's more to it than what he's told the FBI. You know?
Oh, wow. See, I don't have the new book, so I didn't know about that part. Wow. So that's
Yeah, that's his writing.
Man, I definitely got to order that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you do.
and that's
It's good.
something that I believe in the beginning he still was in hopes. When I saw him, he was still in hopes that he may get to see NK again, that she may write to him in some sort of a code that he would be able to talk to her, or that there was even a possibility that she would come and visit him. And I think he still was hanging on to his love for her. And I think through time, little by little, he's been less likely to protect her and willing to give up maybe information where she's concerned. And that's just my belief. I don't have anything to prove that other than what may be coming up this next week. So I keep saying that. But, if what happens this next week is what I think it will happen, I think all of us will be very satisfied with the way things are turning out.
Wow. Lana just
It's
said that the
common.
Watts got their money back. Also, that he wanted NK to be investigated, saying she played a part. So Lana's saying that?
That's huge.
Wow. But how do we even believe him? That's what I was saying. Even if he comes out and says that, I need to see some kind of proof. Obviously, he knows that everybody is going to believe him. Everybody's thinking that. He knows what's going on in this world here. So if he wants any chance of getting out, yeah, he might say that, right?
Yeah.
So,
no,
he wouldn't get out, though, because he would be a part of it with her, though, really.
But
so there's no way he would ever. I
What's
don't know.
getting ready to come out won't have anything to do with what he's doing about it. It's out of his hands.
Oh, okay.
He's sentenced for life, 5 life sentences. His role will never change. So what may be getting ready to take place will be something that he won't have any control in any way over.
Good.
So yeah,
he shouldn't control.
No,
anything.
he shouldn't. No.
Wow. Well, man, I don't even know what to say right now, because I feel like I can't. It's so hard to believe that she would even say that. I don't.
Can you say that again?
I guess I don't know. This is just hearsay. I guess Lana said that Watts got their money back from probably the retainer for the lawyers, and that he wanted NK to be investigated. Saying she played a part.
Oh,
family acts the 35C. But wouldn't the 35C still be into play if he's trying to bring in NK anyway, though?
No, he hasn't signed the 35C.
No, but what I'm saying is, so he's just gonna say that the family's like, oh, fine, they're just gonna, incriminate NK, but no 35C, so it's not going to change anything for him. So, I mean, why would his family?
Right.
I don't know. I'm just a little bit confused on.
The 35C is only for him. So that is to help him to get less time, resentence. I mean, he'd have to go through a trial. But if somebody else is involved in the murders, they will go through their own trial and be sentenced on their own. It won't have anything to do with his sentence.
Mm.
Am I making any sense in the way I'm saying that? It's just, that nobody would be incriminated and sentenced to jail unless they have proof, I guess. They
And
have to have proof of it.
yeah, I know one thing with the 35C is introducing new evidence. So what would the new evidence be? I don't know.
NK isn't considered new evidence, I was told.
Right.
So
Okay.
it would have to be something like someone else, or I don't know, but
Well, she is someone else. Now you're confusing me.
no, I mean someone that we haven't heard of would be new evidence. We wouldn't be shocked that she had something to do with it. But I was told that
But legally it would be new, right? Oh, thanks,
sure.
Amber. It's not new to us, but legally it would be a new thing.
You're right. It would be new legally.
She also said after what he told the family Tuesday, he should stay in jail. Hi, Zev. Hey. Wait, so after what he told the family Tuesday, they said basically he should stay in jail.
Oh, who says that? Lana?
I don't know. I guess. I'm having trouble believing this right now. I am so confused right now.
No, I believe it. I do believe what you've said so far. I think it goes along with why he's dropping everything.
So he probably made his parents mad. Then his parents aren't happy with she's saying their parents said that, okay, then he should stay in jail. So,
well, the way I understand it, it was his decision, but it was also a family decision. The family has fought really hard for him. Can you only imagine what it's done to them? I guess it's sad to think the toll it has probably taken on everyone.
Are they, though, wanting to go with the narrative that Shanann harmed the children?
Well, they did for a long time. I don't know if they still do or not.
Who? Go ahead.
The Watts.
What's that?
So for a long time, the Watts wanted to go with the narrative that Shanann harmed the girls.
Yes.
But my problem, and Amber and I have talked about this with that, is that Chris still murdered a human being, a pregnant woman, and disposed of 3 bodies, if that is the narrative. So I just don't understand why they think he has any hope of a lesser sentence or anything with that narrative,
Well, I really and truly believe that narrative was created very early on by KK. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the man that interviewed Watts right after the murders, I don't remember his name, the gray-haired guy.
Was he from Denver 7?
I thought he was more well known than that, but whoever did the interview with the two of them, when they've made a big deal over Cindy's her facial features when she would talk about it.
And it was just him and Cindy.
Yes. KK set that up. She self-appointed herself as a family spokesperson because Cindy told me she keeps saying that, but I told her we don't want a family spokesperson. But KK set herself up as that. She on her own, and I know this for a fact because I've had some of the TV stations tell me that she sat down and called these TV stations trying to get their narrative pushed in that Christopher did not kill the girls. So I think she really, from the very beginning, they said she was kind of in there with that narrative within the first month after the girls were murdered, after the family was murdered. So she has done them no justice whatsoever. It would be very hard for a mother to accept that her son killed his family if you've got someone over here saying, but I've got proof. I know for a fact he did not do it. And that's what she did to them from the very beginning. While she ran around and called all these places, and it's like she has this marketing degree almost. She knew how to play the media. She has a brother. She told me herself that her brother works in the police station at, I believe, Weld County, one of those police stations out there, that her brother is, I think, a police officer. So she felt like she had firsthand information. And then she put together this whole scenario of how Shanann killed herself because, I mean, think, what was it? She drank too much and she couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
What stupid thing is that?
Yeah, the drinking, because that maybe, are you talking about when Shanann's drinking? Is that what you're saying? That maybe she just kind of passed out and then she didn't wake back up because her, when you drink alcohol, your breathing becomes like depressed and stuff. So she's just trying to say like, well, maybe he didn't even do it that hard or that bad, but because she was drunk, she just didn't wake up. It's like, come on.
Makes me mad.
You might have been able to convince me of that had she not been pregnant. But
Yeah.
with Shanann being pregnant and the kind of person she seems like she was, if she had a glass of wine, I can almost guarantee you that's all she had. And I doubt she even had that.
Yeah.
So, I think if you look at it from the viewpoint that she was in their face from the get-go, trying to deliver this narrative to them, it was causing Cindy to, of course, go for what she hoped for, what she wanted to believe. And if you already have a daughter-in-law you don't care for, then you're going to go for that,
My opinion is, I think that KK and NK somehow know each other. I don't have proof.
They do.
Okay. I think that KK was sent in from the very start, got into that Chris Watts accused group, which I was in that group. I got kicked out, but it was disgusting. I think she was kind of sent in, and her role was you get close to the Watts and you push the narrative that Shanann is the one who did it. NK had no role. And I think that NK is behind, I really do. I think she's behind a lot of this.
Well, we certainly are going to see. And, I think you're really right on with that. NK and KK kind of grew up together, I was told.
Mm-hmm.
They know each other very well. And if you notice, she's never said anything bad about NK.
No, she defends her.
She defends her. And I really think that when all this happened, NK kind of needed, she needed someone to be kind of her advocate.
Yes.
And that's who better than somebody that talks circles around people and that maybe has some sort of media or marketing experience. And that's why the whole thing was, I think you very well could be right on with that, as to how that all came down, because they definitely know each other. I know that.
Yeah.
KK may deny that, but that would be provable.
Okay. Well, see, I don't have proof, but.
Did you hear Critical K did a video way back about KK when she first came in the scene, how she did run that group, and then she was asking for a lawyer, that it came on Cindy's Facebook that she was trying to get a lawyer for her son, but here it was KK that wrote it, and she said no, KK wrote it. She when she started talking to Critical K, and Critical K's like, why'd you let her write it under your Facebook account? She's like, well, she hacked my account. And she's like, well, did you give her your password? She's like, yeah. So she thought she was crazy at one point. That's what Critical K said. At one point, Cindy's like, she's crazy. She hacked my account. She won't leave us alone.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's true, but
she's told me the same in the beginning, because she asked me, KK called me at work one day. The only time I've ever talked to her.
Oh.
And it's because Cindy had given her my phone number, and she called me at work, and she was going on about all this stuff about Christopher and me writing a book, and it was just crazy stuff from the get-go. From the very get-go, it was just crazy stuff. It's like, if you're telling, and I told Cindy after that conversation, I said, please don't let her do this to you. This is keeping you from healing at all and moving forward with what she's telling you. Again, I go back to, a mother would want to believe that is the truth. So I guess I can't blame her for that. That's a mother's heart. Not that I'm taking up for her. I don't mean it that way, but just
Right.
the fact that you would want to believe the best in the situation. Who would want to think that your son is capable of anything like that?
And I'm sorry, but I just feel, I don't know, if the Watts have any more knowledge than they claim to know, that could be why they're going with Shanann rather than saying, hey, was there a mistress or an accomplice involved? If they have any type of knowledge, I know there are channels who think they do. I'm not going there, but I'm just saying that could be why they're okay with continuing to blame Shanann rather than bringing up another person, aka a mistress,
Right. I get you. Yeah. I mean, you're saying that maybe there could be something worse than what we even know.
I would like to know where exactly Chris got the oxy. I would like to know what Chris and Ronnie spoke about on the way from the airport to the PD. That's it. And what they spoke about in North Carolina on the porch.
Mm.
I'd like to know more about that.
That's it. I would like to be
Yeah.
there Monday morning and see. I'm just joking. Yeah, I think that,
Do you-
yeah, there's a good chance. I think that they did talk about it on the way home from the airport.
Oh,
Because
Just
Zab,
because
you
the
made
way
a video a
Ronnie.
long time ago, and I think you said who was the other girl, Ronnie, and it was a while ago. You made that video, talking about like what is he saying? He mentioned there was that situation with the other girl. He didn't
Yep.
really push it. I mean, what did
yeah.
he tell him? What
Yeah.
did they know, if anything?
I believe he knew. I believe
Yeah.
he knew. Yeah. Do you guys remember the day that I was sitting at my vet? I had taken my puppies in, and I was sitting in the car, and all of a sudden my phone just started blowing up. The police are at the Watts house. They went in,
I remember
7
that day.
cars or something. They've gone in to search their house, and then it came back.
Mhm.
Christopher committed suicide, and then it came back. Just all this stuff that was going on. And I've wondered since then, wherever there's, what is the saying? Wherever there's fire, there's smoke, or wherever there's smoke, there's fire. It
Yeah.
makes you wonder if there's not some truth to something that happened that day. Or is it just one of those farce things that makes no sense? I don't know.
I mean, what are you thinking? Like something to do with Chris, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, I wondered if somebody thought that, if something really happened and the police really showed up, did they have to clear the family of any wrongdoing? I mean, obviously they didn't find anything. They left. If that's what they were doing, they left and everything was fine. What I was told at the end of it, well, there was a water leak in the road or something,
I
and they
heard
had the
that
road blocked.
too. There was flooding.
But does that take 7 police officers to do that?
I don't know.
So I don't know. But I feel like something maybe happened that day that had to clear the family, and maybe they were cleared. But I don't know. I'm guessing. That's totally off of the subject, but it's just one of those things that I can't help but to wonder about what really happened that day. Was there really something that took place with the police officers and their house that day, or did they not even go to Watt's house? So I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know if anybody knows anything. Supposedly somebody who started the rumor lived close to them or something. Lives close to them.
Yeah, I don't. Man, I'm so sidetracked with this whole thing with Lana and Chris now. I'm so sorry. I keep reading people saying like that. I don't know what to think of this. I think that she's just her gig's up. Like she can't go on about this 35C. She can't go on with this story. So now she's going with the NK because she doesn't want to give up the whole Watts thing. Maybe I don't know. Do you think Chris really? I gotta watch this, guys. What do you think, CDT?
If I don't know, I really don't believe. I mean, if Chris ever says that NK was involved and rolls on NK, I will be shocked. I just don't feel that, at least anytime soon, he's going to give another account. If he does, I'm not going to believe it right away. I mean, the evidence has to match the little evidence we know. We really don't have a lot of evidence in this case. Most of the evidence is Chris's words. But yeah, I mean, I will be shocked if they start trying to bring NK into this. I really will, because I feel there are a lot of players who are very active in this whole situation who are protecting her. And I believe the Watts are kind of protecting her. I believe, I don't know. I don't know. I'll be very surprised if he ever implicates her. I hope he does. And I hope he starts giving some truth that matches the timeline and matches the evidence and why
I
she
know.
pinged, etc. But
I
I'll be shocked.
I want some evidence, because he could just be angry with her right now because she never, wrote him. She basically just left him, and he blames her because if it wasn't for her, even if she didn't have anything to do with it, but if it wasn't for her, he wouldn't have probably even thought of doing it, because, he kind of fell in love or became infatuated with her. So it was because of her he did what he did. So he could be angry right now that, look, I'm in here, you're out there. If I didn't ever met you, this never would have happened. So I could see him even blaming her if she's not involved too. That's why I want some evidence
Yes,
here. I'm not going to
exactly.
just believe him now that he's pointing the finger. I
Same.
can't until you show me how. Why should we believe you? Why should we believe that you're just not angry with her because she's out and you're not? Because, I mean, he obviously blames her. He said if it wasn't for her, would he ever even known that there was anything wrong with his marriage? He even said that. Like,
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
so I don't know. We'll see.
So
So
did Lana say that Christopher said that NK is involved?
I guess it was like a really quick live. She just hopped on real quick and just said that, yeah, just the stuff that we said basically. And she apologized for the Shazam videos. So after this is off, Cheryln, we'll give you the channel and we can all watch it. But I'm just not, I still don't
yeah.
support it because I think she's just desperate right now. And now she's going to play the other side. Well, no, you can't do that. You can't do what you just did and then all of a sudden now go to NK. I'm sorry. Like, you are just desperate now because what else are you going to do now? They're not doing the 35C. Chris is not, he's not going for your stupid story of Nicole Atkinson being involved and the realtor and all these stupid things you're picking out that have holes all in them. I mean, some of the stuff she didn't even match up right with the dates. It's like, I'm sorry. I can't do it.
I do know that Lana was on a channel probably about a month ago, and someone brought up NK, and she said NK is not off the table. And then
Ah,
when she was on Critical K, she said K asked something, and she said, "Well, why did NK hire a lawyer the day, whatever day, or called a lawyer right after her first interview," something like that. So I mean, not just tonight. I haven't watched her live tonight, obviously, but with Kay and then this other channel, she did say NK is not off the table. So I don't know.
Well, we will see, won't we?
We will. I hope we will.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody just necessarily wants to see NK arrested just because she had an affair with someone. I mean, that's very unfortunate that happened, and it's very unfortunate what it led to. I think people just want to see her held accountable if she had a part
An
in
investigation.
killing these, beautiful people. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I think she definitely should be looked into. I mean, I want to.
Yes.
There's something. I mean, she did
Which makes me wonder,
lied
did
so
they
much.
ever look into her?
Not that much. I don't think they did. And yeah, I definitely want that to happen. And because she lied so much, it was like, how could somebody lie so much? And you guys are like FBI agents. Like, you have to catch. We're catching all this stuff. You have to catch these lies. You guys interviewed her. How aren't you catching some of this stuff? So yeah, I mean, I hope they really do. This will be good. But
that wouldn't be the first time that internet people are the ones who solve the case instead of the authorities. I mean, look at the case of Netflix show Don't F with the Cats.
Yes, that's a great
that was internet
documentary.
people
I know
that found out what happened there. That would have gone unpunished, and had they not kept on top of it. kind of reminded me of this case that, relentless, just you're going to keep on until answers come, but if someone else is involved, that's what people should do,
But it's like, is it too late now? Are they going to have evidence? Now they can't, they didn't get into her phone and all those texts because I don't know if they just didn't have the system to get into like the Apple phone text, but now it's too late to do it now, right? So we can never, there's some evidence that we're never going to have now because they didn't do it right away. I feel like at least the chances are not like really slim now. So what kind of evidence are they going to have to charge her? There has to be some good stuff to be able to make that charge. I mean,
yeah, well, maybe it's DNA, but I doubt that they ever gave her phone back to her. They never gave Christopher's phone back to his family. So,
but do you think because so much time passed, does that make a difference? Or I guess they could probably still get into it then.
Not on murder, their charges. They can probably find out whatever they want to find out, I would think.
No, okay, I just meant like for the phone, like
You mean to the phone
program.
company?
Like, do you think that would be an issue of? Well, maybe not. I don't see why that would age and like, oh, we can't get into it now. So yeah, maybe they'll be able to. If that the latent prints, what if they can match those to NK? Because they never did match those on the trash bags.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's some DNA evidence that we're all like, why didn't you run it through the freaking database? And why didn't you why didn't you test all the people that Chris knew, like especially the mistress? Take her fingerprints and see if it matches. What the heck? I can't believe they didn't do that.
I do know one thing that I was told from a very reliable source that I know that they know what they're talking about. She was not able to change her name. So there's a reason.
Whoa,
for that.
Are you serious?
I promise you that is the truth. She was not able to change her name. So that tells me there's a reason. Because anybody should be able to go and change their name if they want to. Unless there's a reason why they won't let them. But
that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Let's see. What does it say? I live 3 miles from NK. She has a rep for targeting married men, my husband included. What? In my opinion, the NK truth will never be told. She's 100% protected, and I have no doubt she was there, complicit. Wait, why is she protected though, Nicole? Why do you think she's? Yeah, by who? Good. Yeah. Huh. That's interesting. If that's true, like your husband, wait, what? Like, are you serious about this? Like recent, like after Chris, are you saying, Nicole, or before Chris? When did she hook up with your husband now? Wow. That's pretty crazy if that's true.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Emily Eck.
Oh, I love Amy. Hi, Amy.
Oh, I said Emily. Oh my gosh, Amy Eck.
No, you're fine. I thought you said Amy, so you got me.
I don't know. Who knows?
Amy's sweet.
Oh, shoot. Oh, who was the? Oh, that was Amy. Yeah. Let's see. Soul Sisters. Oh, yeah. We put thanks, Soul Sister. I don't know if I thanked you. Thanks, Kim. Okay. I want to see what Nicole says. Let's see, guys, because she said that's crazy if this is true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's huge. I mean, that'd be a very interesting interview with her.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, come on up. Do you want to come up and talk about that?
Join us.
Like, what? Did you catch that, Cheryln? She said that she's known for that, and that her husband included, basically, that maybe she hooked up with her husband too. Yeah.
Who said that?
Nicole. That's why I'm waiting to see what she was.
Nicole who? Who did she say?
Nicole Moore. Here, I'll put it back up. Let me find it.
I can't see the chat.
Okay. It was Nicole Morgan. She said, I live 3 miles from NK. She has a rep for targeting married men, my husband included. In my opinion, the NK truth will never be told. She's 100% protected. So.
But who is she protected by?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see if she answered. Yeah, misbehave. But they ran like the Celebrate. They were only able to get some of no, they weren't even able to get the text. They only got like the text. Well, they got some of them, I lied. But then she screenshot some of the text and sent them to the detective. They didn't get a lot of her text, basically. And they didn't have the right program because Apple iPhones are a little bit more, they're harder to get into than like an Android. So they didn't get a lot of her texts. So, and that's what we're all like, because she deleted him. Why did she delete him? I
Why
don't
would
believe
you
that
delete
story.
him?
Oh, I just had to get him out of my life. No, you don't do that. Like, when have you ever did that? Like, if anything, you probably want to keep him just in case. You never
For
know.
proof, if you had nothing to do with it, you'd want to keep it for proof.
Yeah, so I don't buy that reason. So there has to be some kind of reason. What was she hiding with those texts? And did they ever get them and they redacted them, or do you think they never did get them?
I think if they got them, we won't know.
Yeah.
I mean, until later, maybe if something comes out, but they're not going to tell us, oh, by the way, we did get the messages. I don't think they would tell us. I think there's a lot that we don't know that they
Yeah. We
kept from
know that
us.
NK even says, well, that's something that you'll see in text, and yet we don't see it. So yeah, they texted more than we know. They used the secret calculator. They used who knows what. Her phone bill, I've talked about this, has, when you look at her phone bill during the time of the murders, look at chat, and it's at whatever percent. After the murders, chat is off her phone bill. When you Google chat on a Verizon bill, it means communication through apps.
Really?
Yeah. So they were using apps to communicate.
Okay.
And she told Kovac, no, there's no apps. They'll all be in that text messaging thing.
Yeah, right.
No
Remember,
liar.
Chris said, well, I didn't delete my text, so it probably helped you guys out. But he did delete a bunch of his
He
texts. So why
did,
is he? That's why I didn't understand why he said it. I'm like, yeah, he did. There's a lot of them.
He thought he was smarter than what they were going to find out, I think, with that kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, here's Nicole. She responded. Let's see. Right now, about 10 minutes east of the apartment. Wait, I might have missed another one of hers. Let's see, Nicole. I'm so interested, Nicole. If you want to come up now or sometime, I would love to hear what. Oh, here we go. Oh, I miss. She said before Chris, she didn't hook up with my husband, but not for lack of trying. I have no proof to offer, but her dad are tied to Masons. I don't know.
Yeah, we heard that.
We heard that, but it's like there's no way we could prove it because there's not a list of Masons. It's like a private group. I mean, private, whatever it's called. But like, so we can't check to see if that's true. But that's what everybody's been saying. I don't know where that started. Maybe it's because it's true. I don't know. But so before Chris, so she tried. Hey, Nicole, does your husband? Well, I don't know if you want to give this much information, but does your husband work at the same company, or how did she meet your husband? Can you just kind of tell us that? Was it through work, or was it were you like friends, or did you know her? Was she your friend? And gosh, do you want to come up and talk?
Come
like
on,
this
you
is
don't
like
have to show your face. Just
I know
talk
this,
to us.
this is the closest we've got to anything like this about her. If this wow.
Yeah.
You know, there are women that prefer married men.
Yeah. They like the challenge.
The challenge, that's right. It becomes a game.
Oh my God, wait. So it says so Elena herself in comments on her video from today. Chris Watts told me NK played a role, he just couldn't remember what. So what do you mean he couldn't remember what?
That's another thing that Lana said when she was talking to Critical K. K kept saying, why don't they get the truth from their son? And Lana said, well, when you don't know what happened. So is Lana trying to say Chris does not know what happened? I don't know. That's what she said. I wrote all these notes on that interview.
Wait, say that again. Wait.
So Kay had Lana on a live. And it was I watched the whole thing. I took notes. It was a very interesting conversation. Kay continually said, why don't they get the truth from their son? Because Lana kept saying they want the truth. They want the truth. And Kay said, why don't they get it from their son? Why don't they get it from Chris? And Lana said, well, when you don't know what happened. So,
scientifically, it's been proved that a person does not have that kind of amnesia. And that's the truth. I can actually send you guys a link to a psychiatrist that does
Yeah.
a very good. Have you seen it?
I was just watching, actually, I was just watching a video. I don't know if it's the same person, but where they were saying that, yeah, the likelihood of that is not, it's not a common thing
Right,
for him
right.
to experience that kind of amnesia. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what, because that's how they worded it, that he doesn't remember. He couldn't remember. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's like what, unless if it's just the way,
Well,
I
it's
think
a
it's just
way
going to
of,
confuse us even more what's going on. And I think he's just playing us all. I don't know why. I just think he's just doing this because he's the center of like the attention. Now all the attention's on him. He keeps 35C and now everybody's paying attention. Now NK, everybody's paying attention. I think he's just playing us. He's loving being in the spotlight. And if he is really a narcissist and likes this kind of thing, like he's loving this, right? I mean, he knows that we're all thousands of people are all talking about him every day. Oh, I just don't know if I believe him, guys, about this.
I think for me, I believe he's hit the end of his sanity. I believe he can't take it anymore. I mean, we all have so much capacity, and that's it, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, just what little I know of Christopher Watts, I feel like he's hit his capacity for normalcy, and that's the reason he wants to just be done with everything, because he can't take it anymore. But we'll see. I mean, you may be right. It may continue, just more of the same.
I think
Who knows?
I don't know unless if the FBI does actually really start getting involved. So KS said yes. That's what she said, word for word, what she just typed up here. So that's what Lana said under her video. That Chris Watts told me NK played a role. He just couldn't remember what.
Mhm.
So I don't know. This is just getting more like confusing to me, I feel like.
Yeah, it's very confusing. I mean, okay, I have a question for Cheryln. Do you believe that there was drug use during the weeks that Shanann was in North Carolina?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. This devil's breath drink that, and I think you can Google it and it will tell you what all is in it. I was told that that drink has mind wiping drugs in it. And
Wow.
it is a thing. It is a thing that is used by satanic rituals. And I was told that is what she gave him.
See that again? Okay, not excusing Chris or his actions, but say there was that element and he's telling you, and that's another thing I want to make a point of is with Chris Watts, I feel that every single person who is invested in this case, we all, to an extent, we pick and choose what
Mhm,
we want to believe from Chris.
mhm.
Okay. I believe certain things. Zav believes probably some different things. You believe different things. That's what we do. But no, I mean, there's not people. You can have a panel of 5 people who all have different opinions, and that's what's so fascinating about the case and about Chris Watts. But
Yeah,
yeah,
just so
that's
you know,
interesting.
he did not tell me that. I heard that from someone else.
Okay.
But he told me in the beginning that she gave him a drink, but he didn't know what was in it.
And like an idiot, he's like, "Okay, you said to drink it, I will."
Yeah,
Ugh,
right. He
yeah,
assumed it was some sort of a cleansing, but
yeah.
it was a cleansing, all right. And so later I was told that this drink is called Devil's Breath.
Okay. Wow, that's very interesting. What do you think about that, Zav girl? I'm curious. Do you think that drugs and that drink played a role in Chris's mindset or no?
No, not really.
Okay.
No. I mean, it could have been a small piece in the whole bigger picture, but I think everything together, there's like a little bit of like him not sleeping, a little bit of thrive, maybe a little bit of that drink, but I think that was very minute as far as the
Yeah.
role that it played. Um,
See, I like the paranormal side of things, and that's why what Mexi does is so interesting to me, because he pulls that from this case. And,
Mhm.
he feels that there are demons in that house.
Mm.
Now, whether or not those demons are from this case, or if it's from the fact that the house was built on Indian, um, tribal people, the Indian tribes that lived there before, and it's the burial grounds. I don't know where the demons necessarily are coming from, unless it was the darkness that NK brought into his life. But let's just say, okay, let's say you've got this normal guy, and there's nothing inside of him that is brewing, which we've all wondered, was this sitting inside of him for years and brewing and just waiting to come out? So let's say that didn't happen. He was just a normal person, and he gets mixed up with someone who is into demonic rituals and satanic worshiping and that type of thing. And then it changes him, it changes who he is, it alters his mind, it alters his thinking. Some of the things that he told me, it was like he felt like there was something in him, but he didn't know how to explain it. Could that be enough to do that to him? I mean, is there such a thing that's that dark and that controlling that it could do that to a person, cause them to murder their family? And if that's the case, and that's what happened, then is he the total blame? I'm playing devil's advocate here. I'm just asking, what do you think about that? Do you think that could be something that could happen within the realm of possibility?
I think he's got something messed up in his head. Like, I think it's something that's been there for a long time, and it's not something that just came into him when he met NK. It brought it out of him, but I think there's something in him the whole time. Now, when I go back and look through their videos, there's just something off with him. I feel like he was just disconnected, and you wouldn't pick up on it if you didn't know what we know now, I don't think.
Right.
But now that we can look at it with like a more critical eye, like I see it. It's just something's off. He's very disconnected when he is hanging out with his children and stuff. It's just just a disconnect there. So no, I think it's something that he's had for a while. But maybe there was some darkness that came with it, but I wouldn't take the blame off of him. No, I mean, what do you think, CDT?
I think that no matter what, it does not take away from his part of it. He allowed it to happen. He had an affair. He allowed NK in his life. I do think, though, that it is possible that she was drugging Chris. I think that that is a huge possibility, and it does not excuse it. It does not excuse Chris's role. But I don't know. I mean, this is all coming from somewhere, so it does leave my mind open to it, I'll say. You know?
Like drugging him with what? Like just that drink or something else, maybe?
Yeah, the drink, or who knows what else. I mean, we know that she called a rehab. She called Hazelbrook. She called another number that was linked to an AA meeting site. I have nothing against addiction. Okay, my best friend passed away from having an addiction. She overdosed. I have nothing against that, but I think when you're calling these places and there is potential evidence that Trent Bolt was possibly Damien connected to NK, Unmasked did a great couple videos about that. In Chris's own words, he says that NK took medication. So, yeah, do I think that it's possible that she gave him some mind-altering substance? I don't know a whole lot about drugs and do I know what she could have been giving him? No, I don't. But even Shanann and her friend said, something changed in you while I was gone. Something changed in those 5 weeks. It wasn't like, Chris, you're acting this way again, or he's being like this again. It just seemed like it was out of the blue for Shanann and her friends how Chris did this change? Even the families, even the Ruseks, like, um, said he just seemed short-tempered. I mean, he seemed different.
Mhm.
Yeah, that could have just been all him, but it also I feel that it's a possibility she could have been giving him something.
But couldn't it just be that he took that next step with NK? So he didn't care about them anymore. Now he was just so into NK, and that's what changed. He could care less.
Yeah.
He didn't want the kids. He wanted a life with NK. So he's just like, snapping on him. He just didn't want to be with him. They were just just a trouble. I mean, they were standing in his way of being with NK. So I think it could have been that. But yeah, maybe both. It could have been a mixture.
But
I don't
you're right,
know.
Zab. It could have been. It could have been that there were no drugs and that it literally was having all that time with NK, no wife, no children. It could have been just that, but my mind is open to the possibility it was more. Over the summer, my kids went to another state with my parents for 4 days, and it was the longest I had been away from them. And they're young, and literally my my husband and I felt like we were in an alternate universe because we've never not had our kids for 4 days. We were like playing tennis, and he had taken off work, so we're watching TV at noon and waking up at like 11 a.m. And we're like, this feels like we're in a whole nother world. And I still have flashbacks to that time, and it feels like it was just a whole different world outside, etc. So it's not an excuse, but if you do believe that NK played a role, I do think that it is possible she was dark. She used drugs. She had dark friends who used drugs. They used Chris for whatever reason. I don't know. So, but yeah, it could be nothing. It could be he just had the you know
And
experience of single life.
at the very least, maybe the drugs made him feel empowered
Yeah,
to take another higher step into doing something, Um, just a thought.
yeah.
Yeah,
We don't know.
Mm-mm.
definitely could be a mixture of like all of that. Maybe he was like, or so wait, are you saying like he was using drugs voluntarily or she was drugging him? What are you more?
She was giving him a drink that had drugs.
Okay, so he didn't know about it.
Yeah,
So that's what you
that's what
guys
I
were.
lean
Okay.
towards.
Right. Right.
So the drink though. So he was, I mean, the drink, but do you think the drink, wasn't it the drink from the diode case? Isn't that what originally we thought? You're thinking maybe she added something else into it?
Right. I just, when I wrote the book, I didn't know about Devil's Breath. I've been told
Okay.
about that since then, that's what the drink was that she gave him.
So I wonder
That
what
didn't
goes
come
in
from
that.
him. That came from someone else. So I,
Huh. Would
I
that be
guess,
something that she was taking too, or is that something you want to give somebody else? I have to look into it.
I don't
Is it
know.
okay?
I
Huh.
don't know.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
man, there could be all kinds of factors to this case that we're not even aware of.
There could be.
Like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Next up, let's see what else we got. Yeah, the rehab center. We know his dad was a user. Yeah, I know. And then he acts like he didn't even know what cocaine was.
He was
Like
like,
that
it was
white
a
powder.
white
Like,
powder.
what? Like, even if you've never used it, you've seen movies. Come on. You know what
Yeah.
cocaine is.
Right.
Let's see. What else? Oh, let's see if anybody else has questions. When boys are newborn.
I'll be right back, okay?
Okay. Yep. I want to see if somebody. I had a form out there. Hold on one second, Cheryln. I want to see if anybody
Okay.
put any other questions. So I don't know. This might be a little bit too personal, but somebody. Let me see it. I think I put it in the banner. Hold on one second. Let me put it up. You don't have to answer if you don't want, but I thought I would ask. Where'd it go? Oh, right here. I don't know. Somebody asked, what was your out-of-pocket cost to write and publish the second book? I mean, you probably don't have to give us the exact number. Was it really expensive or?
Yeah, it's not cheap. It's very expensive. And added to that, I've done an audiobook, which should be coming out soon. It's almost done. I'm told it's almost ready to go out. I have to give the final approval. I'm not reading the book. It's done by, someone else, a professional. But yes, it's very expensive. And at this point, it would be nice to recoup some money.
Yeah.
So
Do you have any regrets from your part of your work on the Watts Project?
I have regrets that I ever wrote the book.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it didn't have like a positive effect on you all in the
No.
bigger picture. Shoot.
No,
Wow.
it didn't have a positive effect on me. It's something quite the opposite. And I know that it's hard to express that in a way that people would understand unless you go through something like that. But it has been traumatizing, is one word that I could use. Yeah. If I was to start all over, my decision would be not to do it. But now, I'm too far into it. I can't do anything about it. But that's why, when people are cruel and they do and say cruel things, they have no idea what a person's gone through, And that's with any of us, we don't have the right to criticize and be mean to other people. That doesn't make us look better for sure. But
So but you're going to possibly write other books. Are you going to approach it differently okay, so you have a different approach.
And I've learned a lot. One of the things that I've definitely learned is I will not allow the family of the murderer into my life, in a sense of other than maybe like an interview, because my daughter kept saying to me, Mom, you really need to put boundaries on Cindy Watts. She shouldn't be calling you all times of the day and night to cry on your shoulder and tell you all these things. She shouldn't do that, and you shouldn't let her do that. But I felt so bad at the time for them, and I did allow it, and that was a big mistake that I made, because you've got to stay neutral. And I tried as best as I could in writing the book to write it from a very neutral standpoint. But bottom line, I don't agree with what he did. I don't agree with, annihilating your family, obviously.
Yeah.
So the book that I will be coming out next in true crime, I have a romance novel that will be coming out this summer.
Wow. Wow.
This romance novel took my mind off of the dark things, and it's a place to go to feel better,
Yeah.
But then but anyway, and I think it's a very good story. I think it'll do well. I really think that people will enjoy it. But anyway, after that, the next book that will be out will be the Timothy Ray Jones story, where he murdered his 5 children in North Carolina. Now, the difference with that, he is on death row. And the difference with him is he is as different from Christopher as you could ever want 2 people to be. He is somewhat antisocial and quiet, but he is, I don't know how to put my finger on it to tell you. He's just very different than Christopher, and his family is very different. They don't want him to be on death row, obviously, but they don't expect him to go free either, and he doesn't fight to go free. So the whole narrative is completely different in this case. Tragic and sad. And if any of you know about the story,
yeah, I watched the trial. I remember.
Yeah, it's
horrendous.
awful.
Yeah, but anyway, so that'll be my next true crime. The one after that will be Joanne Cunningham, who in Chicago suburb murdered her little boy AJ.
Wow.
She was on prescription drugs, and I think finally towards the end maybe some street drugs, but she beat him to death. And a horrible story. And
man.
when it's close to your home, when you live close by, it's always a bigger story for you than. But I'm doing hers. I correspond with both of them, and find it very, very different than corresponding with Christopher. So
are you like
So-
talking to them? Like,
yeah, that's what I want to know.
yeah, like talk
am I what?
phone or like Timothy
yeah.
Jones, for instance. Yeah. How did you get in touch with him? Did he reach out to you?
Nope. The same way that I did with Christopher.
Wow.
It was just
Wow.
a story that I became very intrigued in, and I wrote them, and they wrote me back. And now Joanne and I, from time to time, do Zoom visits because, of course, the prisons are closed, are on lockdown. So, but as soon as they
Yeah.
open, I will be visiting both of them.
Wow, I would definitely be have to grab that book when you get the Timothy one out, because I watched that trial and
Yeah.
I found it kind of fascinating with what he
It
was
is.
claiming. Do you think well, I don't want to spoiler alert, but
No, go ahead.
do you think he is schizophrenic? Like, I know he was making those claims. Is he still trying to say that? I know
He
his
is.
mother was. Okay.
His mother is actually
Like, did that play the
institution.
part? Did he really believe that he
I don't know if he
Wow.
believes it or not. He is saying it, and that's what he's using for his appeal.
Okay.
But I had a brother-in-law who has since died. He died years ago, who was schizophrenic. He never ever tried to kill anybody, but he didn't act the way Timothy Jones acts. So, I mean, if there's different kinds of schizophrenia or different levels, I don't know.
Yeah, I
Obviously,
guess
he's
like he
mentally
probably
ill.
yeah, he probably is, but the fact that he was trying to get off, like, wasn't he trying to get off in the insanity for his trial? Wasn't that his defense, if I'm remembering right?
Yeah, he feels like he was in a psychotic episode when
But
he killed
then
his
if you
children.
listen to his interview, though, it's like it doesn't seem that. I think that interview, when they played it, his first initial interview, I think that kind of ruined it because, or wait, is it the opposite? Was it the second interview or something? When you compare the interviews of, I think it was right after, right? Where you could tell that he wasn't, I don't know, something about one of the interviews that made it.
right after with the police and
Yeah.
where he told everything. Yeah, that was right after the murders, and he was very different then than what he was the next time that
Yeah, that's okay.
he confessed. And what he says now is that his big defense is that they shouldn't sentence a man to death if they're mentally ill. Because he was in a psychotic episode. But that would have to go along with whether or not he was, insane. He was found sane and able to stand trial. So,
yeah, that's an interesting one. I would definitely buy that when you finish that. That'll probably take at least a couple years for the whole process.
a year probably.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a question. Can you confirm, Cheryln, it was wait, who's JW's? Oh, Jamie's idea to write "If anything happens to me" letter. Can you confirm it? I don't know.
Her or her mother won. What was their idea to for him to write that because of, I guess he told them that the way that Shanann was acting, was kind of scaring him. So they told him to write that in case something happened, which I don't know, if that was done.
That was all premeditation, right? I mean,
yeah. I mean,
but then it makes you wonder then if that's the case, then he did already kind of have in his head that he might want to blame Shanann for everything. Right? And it wasn't all Tammy because if you kind of look
on when the letter was written.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to get at. I'm not sure when that letter was written.
Yeah, because some believe that it was actually written after, maybe like when he was already in custody, huh? Is that what
Well,
you
I think
mean?
it was written on prison paper.
Yeah, that's what. Okay, some people, I've
Mhm.
heard some people debate if they think that. Wow,
Mhm.
then yeah, I wonder. Suppose it was like sealed up at their house still, right, or something. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll never know the truth on that. Yeah,
Mhm.
because the Rourke didn't even know about it. Remember when they asked him on the press release? He's like, "Well, no, I think if that was the case, we would hear about it." I don't know if his
Yeah.
exact words, but he's like, "No, what letter are you talking about?" And the
Yeah.
media already knew about it. And he was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Denise agrees it was written on his prisons. I have to look at that now again because we can find the copy of it. I want to see if it
Mhm.
does compare like the paper that he writes the letters on, huh?
It does. It's the same kind of paper.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. So the defense
That's interesting.
that was one of the tricks up their sleeve. Remember, he said they had all kinds of ideas and tricks to like be for his
Yeah.
defense. Remember, that's probably
Yeah.
one of their
Yeah.
ideas. I bet there's a good chance. I bet, huh?
Right. Mhm.
I feel bad because I know there's a lot of people, you guys, that have questions, and I'm missing some. And I am going back to some of the questions on the sheet that you filled out, but a lot of these were like asked already or asked in the first one, or I feel like she's answered these like over and over. So that's why I'm kind of skipping through them. Let's see. But I know then there's some people that this is the first time seeing you though, so that's why I feel bad. Because I think you've already answered this so many times because I've asked you this like every time I think I've talked to you. Do you think NK had any involvement? And you've
Mhm.
kind of already said that. Well, you just said you changed your mind actually, huh? You said you
I
used to think she
did.
wasn't there. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
right. But now you think maybe she was there Monday. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see what happens this next week. We'll see if, if that is something that changes our minds to believe that she did. Um, yeah. I mean, I have no proof of anything.
So
So
somebody asks, do you think that they're asking if Chris is in solitary confinement because it seems to me he has a large target on his back, but no,
he's
he's
not
not.
in solitary
Yeah, he's
confinement. He's
not.
in general population.
He's just in a place where I think he's really well liked where he's at right now, as far as what we hear, right? I mean, everybody seems to probably
Uh,
like him.
I think he goes through ups and downs with that. I think that, that's a prison where they evaluate a prisoner, and within 8 weeks, they're supposed to send them out to a different prison. So he meets different people. There's a very small percentage of men that stay in that prison. And so he meets different people. And I think he'll go through a period of time where he's popular, or for lack of a better word, popular, or maybe well liked by them. And then maybe he's kind of picked on a little bit. And then maybe again, well liked. I don't really know for sure, but that's kind of what he had relayed to me before. But before when I went to see him, he was in a pod that was um, mostly handicapped men. And so he spent a lot of his time helping them, like he'd push them in their wheelchair to, you know, dinner or whatever, and he would help them. And
Okay.
then when he went into, general population, he went out into the prison of just, everybody's kind of the same, but that they try to match them up like kind as far as their crimes, I think. Like
Huh.
they wouldn't probably wouldn't put a murderer with someone that had, been in drugs, or I don't know, just, what I mean. It just, they try to kind of keep them together a little bit. But yeah, so I don't think it's necessarily easy on him, although I think the prison itself is a much easier prison than some. I think had he stayed in Colorado, and I've had to wonder if the fact that he has dropped the 35C and has dropped everything is because he was looking at probably spending the better part of at least a year back in the Colorado prison, which he is absolutely petrified to do. So I don't think he would last.
No, I
in
don't
that
think he would
prison.
either.
No.
Maybe that's another reason why he's like, no, I'm not going through this 35C. Oh, do you have any questions, CDT? Anymore? Oh, you're mute. Or wait, she's not muted, but we can't hear her. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Let me look at my list. But basically, I mean, I'm very excited to see what this news
Oh, me too.
will be. And if it's not this week, that's okay. Do what?
I told Zob to watch your email this week.
I will.
Yeah. And I'll be watching Zav.
Okay, so this is another question. I had watched a channel actually that was talking about this too. And so the question, did Watts go to a PR after the murders, and that's how they met KK? Supposedly the same PR firm the NK called after her interviews. Do you know anything about that?
They didn't go to a PR.
So KK wasn't introduced through a PR company
to
the Watts.
No, she came to them personally. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. To my knowledge, KK infiltrated Watts' Facebook groups and reached out to them via Facebook. That's my understanding.
Like offering them some kind of like PR advice and like that kind of influence. Well, yeah, I guess that is what she's doing, really. Yeah.
Very much misled them.
But do you think they were paying her? Like, was there money involved?
I think they definitely paid her money. I don't know when it started, but I definitely think she certainly has made money off of them.
Well,
interesting.
Anybody else?
Her heart.
You guys, if you guys have any more questions, just kind of pop them up real quick. I'll give you like 5 more minutes, and then if CDT, if you have any other ones. And this was great, actually. Though I had fun chatting with you guys, and
thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I definitely. You had emailed me about that one case. I looked into it, Cheryln. I don't know if you remembered. I don't know if you did that yet. Well, I'll email you privately because I'm definitely interested.
Okay.
I forget the name of it. That's why I'll talk to you after so I can look at my email. I forget the name, but I did look into it. And it was interesting. Yeah, Maglove, I keep seeing that you have a question, but I don't see your question. I'm feeling bad because I keep missing it. You keep saying, ask Zav, she'll answer my question. I'm like, where is it? I just keep seeing the ones where you're saying you have a question and not the question. It says, go ahead. What?
I was going to say on the 111-minute conversation, do you believe that was simply phone sex?
Nope.
Or do you believe there's more?
No, I think there's more to it.
Yeah.
But again, when you're writing the book and you're trying to be neutral, you kind of have to just put down whatever your answer was, right?
And that's what he said it was. What bothers me is that he was never asked about that by Tammy and Coder when they went back to Wisconsin. To our knowledge, he was never asked.
Really?
What it was about. No, he never was. That bothers me.
This is the only one I could find. I hope this is the one, Maglove. Is this what you wanted to ask? Was KK around before the crime? There are some people that, I've heard a theory where some people think, and I totally don't believe this one, but you know how some people are denial about the shadow being Bella or whatever, that some people think that it was KK and her kid, because she has either a daughter or a young son or a young kid. I don't know. I've heard that rumor going around, which I don't think is true. But do you think she was involved, like she knew him before?
No, I don't think so. Cindy had told me that she contacted them right after the murders. So as far as I know, that's the first they knew of her.
Okay. So I hope that's a question, Maglove. I feel bad. Hold on, let me just scroll up and see if I see another one. If I'm thinking that has to be it, right? Can you ask Cheryln my question? Okay, it has to be that. Well, I think we got it, Maglove. I think everybody else, if I didn't ask your question, I do apologize. But I think in one way or the other, she answered a lot of these ones on the forum, so I didn't want to keep asking the same one. So thank you, everybody. This has been awesome.
Yeah, thank you. It was nice meeting you. And CDT, is that how you say it? CDT?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nice meeting you.
Yes. Nice
And,
meeting you as well.
Always nice talking with you, Zav.
Yep, you too, Cheryln.
Okay. Tomorrow
All
night
right.
I'm on Mexi's.
Yeah. Everybody go check that out. I'm gonna what time? You said 8 or what time
You
was
know,
it?
he's put up a thumbnail.
Okay.
7:30 or 8, something like that. I can't remember for sure. I'm gonna have to look myself, but around the same
Okay.
time as was tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be a completely different show with the paranormal. But I'm excited about that. So
Yeah. All
it'll be
right.
fun.
Cool.
So,
Well, thank you for coming on, and
you're
CDT,
welcome.
thank you. And yeah, we will chat soon, hopefully. Maybe
All right.
we'll have to get together again. All right.
Yeah. Thanks so much for having me. And it was so nice talking to you, Cheryln.
Thank you. Nice talking to you too. Have a
Yeah.
good evening.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Yeah, bye, Cheryln. Bye, chat.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. Well, I am going to end it. Thanks. I hope I didn't disappoint any of you guys with not seeing your questions. I think there's some big stuff. I mean, this Lana thing that, well, I guess it's not a Lana thing, it's a Chris thing with him going back on this 35C. And that actually that's what Cheryln actually did say originally. And then it just went, why can't I get this to leave? Wait a minute. Oh, that's a banner. Hold on a second. I can't get this off my screen. So yeah, I think it's kind of interesting. He backed out of the 35C. I think that's pretty much confirmed. We heard it from Cheryln first, and then Lana came and confirmed it, I guess, on her live. And they got refunded. The Watts got refunded. In case you guys missed that, I guess Lana came on her live and said that Watts were refunded for that retainer fee. Chris isn't doing the 35C. Now he's possibly saying to look into NK. Like I said, it doesn't surprise me. I just thought it wouldn't be so soon that he was going to do that. It doesn't surprise me this is happening because I knew it was going to happen. I knew once there was no other options, it was pretty soon going to go to NK because he knew we were all talking about it. It was only a matter of time that he was going to say, okay, let's go with this theory now. The Shanann one didn't work out. He probably didn't want to go to Colorado. Let's go with this NK one. This is what everybody is talking about. So I'm just surprised it happened this soon. I didn't expect it. I thought it would be like maybe another year that he was going to say that. But yeah, definitely doesn't surprise me that he's saying that. And I guess we'll see. I want to see evidence, though. I'm not going to just believe him. I'm sorry. But yeah, hopefully he'll have some evidence or something, and we'll see what happens this week, guys. Cheryln said something big's coming up this week. So if I hear it, I'll let you guys know. And I know, Be Real Media. Yeah, I mean, I think I don't care if Lana apologized. It's too late. I mean, of course she's going to apologize because she has to. If she wants to pursue what she's doing now, she doesn't have that website anymore. Her options are out. Like if she wants to keep financial, I don't know, I'm sure making money is one of her goals. And if she wants to keep possibly making money off of this case, the 35C's off, the website's off. Now she's got her channel. So what is she going to talk about? He's not saying the whole Shanann thing. She's got to go a different route. So I think that's why she's saying it. I really do. I'm sorry. I will never respect her. I'm sorry. What she did, the only reason she's apologizing is because she got caught. And no, I don't think she's apologizing because she felt bad. You don't go from blaming somebody, a murderer, now to switch it to NK because everybody else thinks that. And that's where everybody wants to talk. I'm sorry. No, I'm done. I will never be okay with that. But all right, guys. Yeah, it's too late. Definitely. Alrighty, guys. Well, maybe Sunday. I think we might do a panel Sunday with the Michael Peterson case. I'm working on kind of a funny Watts one. It's like a mixture of a funny one mixed with one of the files. So I think I'm gonna try to finish that. It's just kind of like a joke, so hopefully nobody gets upset. But yeah, so I'm gonna finish that. And money, it's gone. Super chat instead. Those people have money. Their money, it's gone. And thank you, all the new members. Thank you guys for joining. You guys are awesome. Check out the emojis, guys. There's some cool emojis. I'm actually working on a couple new emojis, and always taking recommendations on what you guys want for more emojis. Because they give you like so many per members. Like, so I probably have like a bunch more I could do now. And you guys, I could just like create my own emojis basically. So let me know. I have a couple in the works that people recommended, and then if you guys want to see anything else, you got the MK part. Yeah. Bella, yes. Wait, you know what, Bella, I noticed though on your, why was it, I want to see something real quick. Hold on, I don't understand that. Why? Oh, wait, hold on a second. Oh, it's just different. Okay, never mind. I feel silly now. Never mind. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. Love you all. Thank you for being really awesome. And zavgirl, you go. Don't give any on this. Yeah. Don't fall for her, guys. Don't do it. I'm sorry. I feel so strongly against her character, and I usually don't talk about that kind of stuff, but I just feel very strongly that she's no good. But all right, I'm going to go, guys. Bye.